Solutions, Straightsmilesolutions.com, and today we're going to go digging deep about our a-la-carte case review sessions. And I have a ton of FAQs on this. So already within our FAQ section, if you want to know basically what the a-la-carte is, you can go to straightsmilesolutions.com, click on services, and you can see it is up to a 20-minute session on one case of your choice that you want help with treatment planning. And let's talk about I'm literally going to go over every question I've ever had over the last 6 years on what an a-la-carte is. So first of all, you can pick the case, and it can be a case at any stage. So it could be a brand new case. It could be your very first case ever in ortho. It could be an Invisalign case, a clear correct case, a white label, an off-label aligner, a sure smile case. It could be a braces case. It could be a phase 1 intercepted case. You might not even know what type of case this is. But my suggestion is that you use your case session effectively. If you know you want to do aligners, you want to make sure that you have the treatment plan already uploaded within your portal, whatever portal of aligners you've chosen to use, and have it ready to review, okay? So that's the number one thing if you're doing aligners that you need to do. If you're doing braces, it's up to you how you want to use this. I mean, my suggestion is that you already have it uploaded into your indirect bonding portal with the STLs ready to review. So that way we can check the braces placement. However, if you're already good at putting on brackets, you've done hundreds of cases, you're optimized, then and you're going to direct bond, then no need for that. If you're just wanting to go over basic wire sequence and mechanics, you know, we can rough it out, but listen, we can't go into total detail because things change. Everyone, you know, every appointment, our doctors resubmit new photos, and we go over what wire is next and what ties are next, and do we need springs and do we need elastics. So if you could use this for a braces session, but it would just be a really, really rough outline. It would not be a detailed outline because there's no way we're going to know that, right? But, you know, rough it out, basically. What else? If it's phase 1 interceptive, you may not know what appliances you're going to use. So then in that case, all we're going to need is just photos, a pano. We might need a Ceph, we might not. So you can schedule it and we can take a brief look at it. And if I think you're going to need more records, then we can always punt that. So this is really up to you and how you want to use your session. We're super flexible with this. So if we get on the meeting and you don't have the necessary records for this, you know, we've taken a look at the case and we're like, ooh, you'd need this and that instead, then we will we will, I'm going to say, delay the session. We will stop it, you know, a few minutes in, and we will postpone the session to another time. No additional fee if you did not use the session. Now, if you use the session for something else or you had 20 minutes worth of questions, that's a different story, right? So, you know, it's up to you. So I don't want you to be stressed out if you're like, oh my gosh, I'm paying $399 plus tax and I don't know what I'm going to need. First of all, my suggestion is tell us before you schedule it. You know, you can purchase it. Tell us what you're thinking about doing. Hey, it's this kind of case, and we'll give you a rough idea of what we think we'd need for that. And like you said, if you get on the meeting, we get it scheduled, first 2 minutes, and we say, hey, this is probably not an appropriate case for ortho, you know, or for a GP to do ortho because this and that is a jaw surgery case or too much perio, it's not going to happen, teeth are going to fall out. Then in that kind of situation, we will just give you a rain check for an additional case later. So hopefully that helps to quell your worries that you're going to be wasting money, because that's not our goal at all. If it's an inappropriate case and we decide to postpone the session, then you'll get a rain check for another session later. Whenever you're ready, and you can use it anytime within the next year. So no worries on that. What else? Let's say, for example, let's say it's an Invisalign case or a clear correct case or whatever, one of these aligner cases. On average, it takes me 2 to 3 versions to get it right. So even though we say one session up to 20 minutes, if you choose to end your session, you know, before the 20 minutes, we quickly go over it, we decide we have to meet again, and you don't have a bazillion other questions, then we can go ahead and use your remaining 20 minutes on that case for the next time. You know, just make sure you're really efficient with your time to do another go round on it. Or if there's a case where I'm looking at it and I'm like, hey, this could do IPR, we could not, we could do a lower incisor extraction, we could not, we could use sequential distalization, we could not, maybe we have 3 different iterations or versions. I'm all about giving patients options. They need to see all their options and they need to understand their risks, their benefits, and their alternatives. And we can definitely go over that. So alternatives, there might be 2 or 3 different options there. We are sticking with you with this case as long as you're respective of our time, and we can use that 20 minutes and break it up into a couple different sessions, and we can do the next iteration in the next session, and that will all be included. So our goal is to stick with you until the Clincheck or the setup is optimized. And if that takes a couple sessions, then so be it. There's no additional fee for that. Now, we do not stay with you if you need a revision or refinement later. It does not include that. So you have to finish your sessions if we're optimizing a setup, within a reasonable amount of time, 1 or 2 weeks, SureSmile can take a little bit longer to get iterations back, but 10 to 14 days max, I would say. So it's not revisions and refinements 6 months, 2 years down the road. No, that's an additional fee. To be very honest, if you are optimizing your Clincheck at the beginning, you shouldn't have those. So, assuming you are creating an accountability loop for virtual check-ins, that's the only way you're going to reduce your revisions and refinements, is to create an accountability loop for virtual check-in. Whether you're using Invisalign Virtual, which is free for Invisalign cases, you're using Align Flow, you're using dental monitoring, you're going to create your own in-house HIPAA compliant product. I don't care what you do, but you got to do it, because otherwise it's not going to work out. I can tell you, I've seen and done enough cases to know that this is the key to success with cases. So hopefully that answers your questions. It's really, really laid back, and anyone that's done A-La-Carte case reviews with me before, I don't feel like anyone felt like they didn't get value out of it. Because like I said, if it's not an appropriate case, we can always punt your session and you can use a rain check later. So there's really no risk if you're not sure. Sometimes we see a case and we're like, hey, this is not an appropriate case for SureSmile. Sorry, but you can do it in Invisalign. We're going to go ahead and end that session in the first few minutes. And then you can go ahead and submit it in Invisalign and we can punt that session for later. Or sometimes we'll see, a case that's someone says they're going to do braces on it. And I'm like, whoa, not a great case for braces. Here's why. Let's go ahead and punt this session. You can submit it in Invisalign later, and vice versa. So, there's no real risk in going ahead to book a session, because you're going to get help no matter what, whether it's with this case or another case, if the case isn't appropriate. And if you don't have all the records, is what I'm trying to say, we will go ahead and punt the case until you have all the records. And if there's multiple iterations of a Clincheck or a clear pilot set up so that the patient has many different options, we're going to stick with you until you have all your different versions of that Clincheck or that version. If it's a braces case, we would prefer to stay with you until you have the brackets virtually on the model, okay? Like I said, we give you about a 10 to 14 day window, so you need to be efficient with that. You need to be ready to go, okay? So if you're dilly-dallying, that's a different story. But yeah, that's pretty much how it works. So I think you'll get a lot out of it. Great opportunity to ask all those different questions about what to do, how to do it, when to do it, tracking, all those different things. And our goal is to give you an awesome orthodontic experience with your patients, to have an awesome Clincheck, to have an awesome braces case, to feel really comfortable with it, to try new things that maybe you've never tried, to try a harder case that maybe you're too afraid normally to do, but you want to know if it's safe to do it, and you want someone to hold your hand, just kind of give you all the knowledge you need to optimize that case. So that's how A-La-Carte sessions work. If you have any other questions, feel free to shoot us an email, info@straightsmilesolutions.com, or find us on any of our social channels. Thank you.